The Afghan Army's Helmand Regional Corps Battle School is where raw recruits become soldiers. But these men are experienced fighting troops and the very first in Afghanistan to take a refresher course. The school's British and American mentors say that without retraining, skills will fade and seriously weaken the Afghan Army's effectiveness.
The Afghan mindset is a train once, train for life one, and we're really working hard to change that, to make sure that they need to keep current and competent on all of their weapon systems and all of their equipment. It means that you don't have soldiers stuck out in the checkpoints for endless periods of time without any sort of training. It means they can refit their equipment. It means that they can top up their skills as and when required.
The international advisors say they're steadily convincing Afghan military chiefs to include refresher courses in a permanent operational training cycle. It would mean that troops leaving the front line would automatically retrain before returning to duty. The other aim is to turn many more soldiers into instructors who can then teach lessons in their own units.
They're extremely astute, very clever, very adaptive soldiers. So we can bring the soldiers we're training. Let's use mortars as an example. In the 6 to 8 weeks that we have mortar training, we can bring them up to US Marine Corps or British Army standards in the mortars, because these are people who are very receptive to the training.
Afghanistan's dependence on foreign military support is said to be reducing all the time. And the battle school itself reflects that. Over the past few months, Afghan instructors here have multiplied, and they now run most courses. On its own initiative, the school has also opened and equipped a new gymnasium. No one disputes that Afghan forces can hold their own on the battlefield, but the big test will come with all the organisational structure that they will have to look after in the future.
There's no point in being able to fight if you can't get the ammunition to where they need to be, or can't evacuate casualties or get food or any kind of other supplies in as well.
The Helmand Regional Corps Battle School's Afghan commander says he agrees. Colonel Shawali Khan promises to develop the US and British training effort. Existing equipment, he says, will remain, as will the school's Afghan instructors who've impressed international mentors so much. Afghanistan's first military refresher students are graduating in a critical year. They'll be protecting presidential elections, and if there's no deal to ensure NATO's continued presence from 2015, they'll be confronting the Taliban alone. It's why in their final months the battle school's foreign advisors are expanding the course range and hoping that the Afghan High Command will take full advantage.
The leadership have got to have the sort of the ability and the will to take on all these various moving parts that we're developing, so that they can manage and coordinate them themselves in the future. But in terms of the Afghan Army's ability to be trained to a very proficient standard, I've seen it over the last 11 months. There's lots of scope for hope and potential there.
As the very first Afghan Army and police refresher students end their graduation ceremony, they remember a fallen comrade killed only the previous night. It's a sobering reminder of the conflict they'll soon face again. Rob Olver, Forces News, Camp Shorabak in Helmand Province.